have to be working with other people to keep yourself accountable and get to consistency faster. Now, one thing I could say is that, let's say maybe you want to buy a prop firm account, right? I would really love to get a re-entry relatively over here, but a part of me understands that rather let price push to the top, break these highs. Welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX, where we make trading very simple. Now, if you're new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, because I post content like this every Sunday, guys. So beautiful stuff on the week, right? I'll be showing you guys a few of the trades that I actually took, gold being the main preference one, and then we'll look at a few pairs. And then this week we'll do more of psychology with the prop firms as well. Like, we started growing especially from the trade that we took on gold, which I will be breaking down. So stay tuned, watch till the end. It's always jam-packed, you know the vibes. Let's get into it. All right. So this is gold on the daily time frame. We'll start off over it because it looks very clean, right? So with gold, price did push all the way to the top. We were anticipating it to drop relatively to the downside. With a bit of patience, guys, we actually got tapped into the chart and we actually kept it moving, right? So maybe let me go to the 4-hour time frame because things look a little bit much better, so I can explain the trade that we took, right? So initially we had a push all the way to the top, and then price retraced all the way to the downside over here, and we jumped in over here, right? And price pushed to the top. So this week, this is the trade that we managed to catch, right? With the Fibonacci retracement tool going from bottom to top, right? And then the main reason why I put it like this is because I already have like a lot of the market structure shifts. So I already know market structure, guys. For the guys who are interested, these are the indicators I have. I have swing points and fair value gaps, MTF, BOS, and MMS, right? So MMS is basically change of character. Like you see, multi-time frame break and break of structure. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So that's what we do have. And then I was seeing that the dollar is gonna climb to the top, so hence why I extended my Fibonacci from bottom to top like this. And then this was our entry over here, right? Clean cut finish. I will be posting the screenshot relatively on the far right, so you can check it out as well. Like, clean stuff, as you can see, beautiful stuff. Prices pushed to the top. I closed some partials and now it's just left over the way it is, right? So price did push to the top. Now my anticipation for the upcoming week is just more so just letting price do its thing, right? I would really love to get a re-entry relatively over here, but a part of me understands that rather let price push to the top, break these highs, then we'll wait patiently for a new entry relatively over here to the top, right? So that's what I do see for gold. Maybe we can jump over to like the 1-hour time frame. Bingo bango. Now on the 1-hour time frame, what we can see is that this low has already been printed. Price continued to make this low and continued pushing higher, right? So what I usually wait for is for the Fibonacci, or wait, the indicator to show me like what is this, the red dots to confirm that this is a high, right? So I can pull out my Fibonacci. So right now, as we can see, like, we can relatively say that maybe price will come back and retest this zone over here before climbing to the top. But with gold's momentum and everything happening throughout the week, guys, we can anticipate this thing just to keep on climbing. So entries on the downside made the most sense, guys. That's what I do see for gold. Let's jump over to the next pair. All right. So this is EURUSD on the daily time frame, right? So with EURUSD, it's still the same preface. We're waiting for price to push to the top, right? When checking the dollar index, I do anticipate that the dollar is going to be dropping in value for the tariff season, right? So what we can anticipate is that we can wait for price to sell off so we can buy it. And EURUSD is one of the ones that are the best of the best looking right now, right? So this is the indice Fibonacci, like the indice Fibonacci retracement tool, but we use currency, right? I get a lot of questions of the guys saying, why do we use the indice Fibonacci retracement tool on the gold strat? But it's because gold retraces deeper than usual, guys. So we use that now. Right, so this is the first entry that we're looking at taking, right? The 73% looking clean cut finish. As you can see, even on the daily time frame, these fair value gaps could still come back and fill out. So that's another thing that I'm waiting to see, especially on EURUSD, right? When we tap into like the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that price did push to the top, but it was after that high was being made, right? So we'll see how price does move along, but there's too much of a fair value gap to ignore, right? So I reckon that EURUSD will continue dropping to the downside. My trade idea is maybe we can jump in over here and climb to the top relatively over there, looking like something like this, right? Price pushing to the downside, respecting this low, and then climbing to the top over there, right? So that's something we can be looking at, especially with EURUSD, guys, on the 4-hour time frame, looking beautiful. Let's move over to the next pair. All right. So this is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, right? So I brought Bitcoin in today's session because it's at its all-time high, and we can relatively see that one thing I'm noticing about Bitcoin is that it respects the 50% zone more than anything else, right? we see that we have a break of structure in the daily time frame. So we know that Bitcoin wants to keep on climbing higher and higher. But with the markets and the way they move, they don't just climb to the top. There's always a pullback, right? So a part of me really feels like jumping in relatively at the 50% of this entry, right? So this is genuinely just allowing price to come back 50% of its retracement and then climbing to the top. This one makes the most sense because there's a nice support over here, and that's the last line of defense in terms of a fair value gap. So we can see ourselves jumping in relatively over here, stop loss over here, and then TP over there, right? This is not financial advice, guys. Please make sure you understand, you know, as I'm recording these videos, I'm understanding like the legalities of so many things. Like, you know, a lot of the FECA doesn't want me to post like things like direct signals telling you what to do, guys. So I'm gonna try and do my best to share my trade ideas with you guys so we understand how to move forward, because we can all eat, guys. Obviously, the mentorship is the best place to gain the best value. You know, also on social media, I'm a little bit down because I understand I need to get all my financial documents in order before anything else, guys. But the skill is there, guys. You know, one thing I can definitely promise and attest is that there's definitely proof and results in the pudding, right? Which I will show with the prop firm results as well. I'm still struggling to log into the account, but what I will do is still relatively the same thing, more so the screenshot situation so you guys can see. But I'll be posting this on more on my Instagram, so make sure you check on my Instagram for that, right? But that's what I do see for Bitcoin. Hopefully price can sell off a little bit more, then we can jump in relatively like around the equilibrium over here, and then you could push to the top for beautiful entries, guys. Beautiful entries. Let's move over to the next pair. All right, last but not least, we got NASDAQ 100. So this is on the daily time frame. With NASDAQ for sure, guys, it's more, I'm noticing a lot of with these pairs or indices, it's like they are very, very, very influenced by fundamentals, and fundamentals are something we're approaching very, very much soon with the whole of the volatility of the market, right? So what I do see for US 100 or NASDAQ is that we have a confirmed low, prices pushed to the top, and we're waiting for a confirmed high, right, to come back and fill out this fair value gap, right? So a part of me does feel like there will be a short-term sell-off with NASDAQ. We'll come over to indices as well, right? A short-term sell-off relatively to this point over here, right? So what we can anticipate is we wait for price to sell off relatively to the zone over here. The same way we did it with gold is the same way we're going to do it at NASDAQ, right? And once we get tapped in, we'll allow price to climb to the top. So all of this correction, I'm anticipating that will be the volatility that comes in after the tariffs are relatively around the 1st of August, guys. So it's just a matter of being patient, being alert, waiting for the markets to really pay you and give you the opportunity. Now, in terms of psychology this week, right, I could definitely say is like, one thing I can definitely say that has made my trading so much better, especially as of recent, right? It is having a trading partner, guys. Like I don't stress this enough. Like it's hard to find one, but when you do, just make sure you guys lock in and you really push, right? And one thing I do say, and I was preaching to the clients, is that like, especially with this forex trading thing, guys, you have to be working with other people to keep yourself accountable and get to consistency faster. Now, one thing I could say is like, let's say maybe you want to buy a prop firm account, right? You have the skill, you have the leverage. Why not just join money with your friend and buy a crazy account, like a 100K account together? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I think a lot of guys in the industry want to be those guys that are like kept off, gatekept, right? If you have a solid strategy and the person that you're trading with also knows somewhat or what you're trading, you guys can keep each other accountable, trade an account together, see if you can grow it and leverage it. And once you can, guys, like they say, to get to a place faster, you need to go alone. But if you want to go far, you need to go with other people. And that's the same thing with trading, guys. Like I've always been that lone wolf guy, always on the sidelines, really doing my own thing. But it's always cool if you can work with someone you can obviously trust, guys, you know. But it helps a lot. They keep you accountable. They help you on the days that you're not feeling good. Even psychologically, guys, I've been so much of a sound trader because I have a partner that I'm working with. You know, I have signals that I tell him, or like trade ideas that I run through him, like, look, this is what I am seeing. What are you thinking? You get what I'm trying to say? And that's what we've got, guys, for this session. Thank you for watching till the end. I still got you guys for the Twitch thing. I am just making sure that everything is a bit settled, guys. But thank you for the support, guys. It is genuinely road to 2,000 subscribers, and we're literally right there, guys. Thank you for watching till the end. I will catch you guys next week.